Nithyanandam. With the grace and blessings of my Guru, I welcome all of you to this video. My name is Srinitya Mahesh Atmananda Maharaj. I am a Krama Brahmachari of the Nithyananda order. My Guru Paramahamsa Nithyananda has initiated me into Krama Brahmacharya, and I am uh, I am a monk of the monastic disciple of Paramahamsa Nithyananda, my Guru. So this is a very one of the very first videos I'm making in this channel, and I wanted to make this more as an introductory video. So in this video I'm basically gonna talk about how who I am, who is my Guru, and how I met him. So basically I am from so basically I grew up in West Bengal, which is in India, which is in northeast of India, and it is in a town called Shiliguri. It's a very nice place. I loved the town I grew up in. It is the weather was nice, the people were nice. I had friends, I had good relatives, and everything was good. So, and everything was going well. I was studying and I was pursuing a career in the sciences, and and everything was going well. So what happened was, when I was in my sixth standard, my father had discovered that he had a serious kidney failure condition, which was not serious at that time, but with time it worsened. So that time also I was very worried about him. What will happen to him? How is he going to be, and all that. And with time I actually forgot about all that, and we used to take care of his diet and things like that. And I used to tell him to take care of your health, things like that. And he used to tell me to study and concentrate on my future, what I am planning for myself, things like that. So it was like a common Bengali family lifestyle, in West Bengal. I'm not generalizing, but in my case it was all I have went through a mm, as a child to my parents. It was all about like deciding about the future, studying, taking care that you are not confused about your future. So it was all about knowing that what you are gonna do, what is your ambition, and working towards it. That was all. No, no, s- going around and wasting time. Yeah, I did wasted a lot of time. I did had friends, we had fun, but the context was always to be sure about what you're gonna do and work towards it. So that's how it was going. When when I was in my 11th standard, and throughout this whole journey, the health of my father was depleting. And when I was in my 11th standard, it depleted quite massively. Like he was, to a person, it will be a it would be a lot of concern. His creatine level, which is responsible for the kidney failure, was exceeding 5 points. I don't know the exact measurement right now, how it's measured, but it was like 5 points. It was exceeding, while the um, value should be under 2 points in a normal human being. So it was quite a serious thing. And when I was in 12th, it exceeded quite massively, and to that point that he had to take up dialysis. He was a kind of a person who would be allergic to hospitals. He will never see a doctor. I have seen those kind of persons. They will suffer, but they'll never go to a doctor. So he used to be completely afraid of being in a hospital. So he'll never go unless it was so serious that we had to force him and take him. He was having a kind of a asthma, which was a result of oxygenation of his blood, which was caused by the kidneys. That's what I theorized out of the whole situation that time. And we took him to the hospital, and within maybe after that we it continued around a month or so with continuous visits to the hospital and reports and things like that. And within maybe 3 months or so, mm, one day he was having one more such asthma attack, and when in the morning at 5 o'clock, and we were panicking and calling the ambulance. And when we took him to the ambulance, and the ambulance delayed, so we took him in the car to the hospital. And when he on the way, he passed away. And during that time, uh, he passed away in the month of February. November, I saw a video of Paramahamsa Nithyananda in the YouTube. He was describing about his enlightenment experience. So I used to search all these spiritual videos. I was kind of a in my friends circle, I was known as a um philosophical uh, philosophical kind of a guy. And um, I was doing pretty good in my studies also. So it was like people who would have problems, troubles would speak to me, or I'll go to them and talk to them things. And I was like mm, he, people with problems will come to me. So even I used to search a lot of spiritual videos. I used to learn. I used to see the talks on Upanishads, and learn all the metaphysics and all those things. And while I was one day just scrolling through my YouTube, Swamiji's video was on my recommendations. And so I clicked on it, and just casually I watched it. He was talking about his enlightenment experience when he was, as far as I remember, that was the first video I watched of Swamiji. He was talking about how he experienced the oneness with his outside and inside when he was 10 years old, when his third eye opened, and he experienced that oneness. So when I heard that, my first reaction was not disbelief. It was like, okay, this might have happened, because the conviction that he conveyed through his talk was so strong. I had to I knew that it was what he was talking he means. And so I wanted to know more about this person. When I scrolled through this person, I came to know that he he's an avatar. He's an incarnation of Mahasadashiva. So even then, my first reaction was not disbelief. My first reaction was, I just continued watching his videos. And as I watched, and as the power with which he speaks and conveys the truths, the spiritual truths, that hit me so hard. And the mystical way that all his talks, whenever I watch and whatever I watch, matches to the situation I am dealing with mentally or physically or in my family, whatever. That convinced me that okay, whatever he's saying, whatever he's claiming, has to be true. He is an avatar. And like that, what happened was, I used to see his talks on the Bhagavad Gita, and before sleeping, like I'll watch his videos whole day. It was like a kind of an addiction I had. just listen to him, just listen to him, and one after the other his videos going on, going on, going on. And so I used to, when I used to sleep, I used to play his talk, and I used to lie down, listen to him, and uh, throughout his talk I will I listen, and I'll not be able to sleep actually. It will delay my sleep because it was so intense when he speaks that I have to provide my listening because I want to know what he is saying. And he'll say so interesting stories, and so beautifully his all his discourses are will be. They are so nice, and it just pulled me out of that sleep, slumber, whatever, and made me listen to him. So I used to delay my sleep also for that. And one day, that is during the time my father was dealing with those complicated conditions from his health. And during that time, one day, and yeah, during that time, what happened was, whatever he used to say used to come true. And I strongly believed somewhere that whatever he's going to speak through this video to me is for me, and he's speaking to me. So one day when I was listening to him, and that day night, my father was having some kind of asthma, and we had an oxygen cylinder in our home which supplied him oxygen, and we were um, and he was taking that mask, and he was resting. So I thought, okay, it will be fine. So when I was watching that video, Swamiji said that Swamiji was quoting one line from the Bhagavad Gita, and he said that whenever my devotees have earthquake in their lives, I make sure that they have the earthquake safety kit inside them to deal with anything. I make sure that they have the earthquake safety kit. That just shook me. I knew what he meant. I used to have those fear strokes at that time when I used to think that, okay, what if my father dies, and how will I deal with the entire thing, and how am I going to take care of everything, and things like that. But I never used to like think like I used to always sympathize myself. Okay, this will not happen. Don't worry. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. That's what I used to say him also. You'll be fine. But that day I had a serious fear stroke at that time. I just felt, oh God, this is not for me. Definitely it's a random video I clicked, and this message just randomly came, and I randomly assumed that my father will might die. So I thought, I just was convincing me, okay, this has nothing to do with what is happening. This is a random video that I randomly clicked, and this is a random message which is not intended for me. But somehow in my inner space I knew this was the message which was intended for me, and this is what it meant.